are live.
Alrighty.
I guess not live, just recording.
Well, I'm alive. Maybe. Last time on the Inquisition, Zill and Dion and Six woke up from a dream to find that Jorak had tied them to horses and led them partway back to town because they had been asleep for like 16 hours and he was freaked out. I believe Six was the first one to wake up and he seemed very confused. Shortly after that, Dion woke up and was like, "Why the fuck am I tied to a horse? That was a weird dream." And then Zill woke up with an explosion of radiant energy, flew into the air backwards like 30 feet, and then crumpled into a ball and cried for quite a while. It was discussed and discovered that the demon, Lord Shellengengar, Lord of Curses, has been fucking with them and has a hold on Zill's soul. And when she dies, her soul will go to the abyss and he will have control of her in whatever way. Because that's not creepy at all. They continued on with their mission after some time. Ended up taking camp. I don't remember if it was the first night or the second night. They were ambushed by some elves and some Drider. And it's a very good thing Zill is immune to crit hits because there were like 2 of them. She took like 6 damage from a crit because she's also resistant to necrotic, which is hilarious to me. She ended up going full like angel wolf and killing a bunch of things. Six got one shot by one of the elves when he cast an angry magic. Dion went full werewolf and ripped some people in half. Jorek got to cut someone in half. That was pretty fun. As the combat... And, I skipped something. Zill is being haunted whenever she is in her werewolf form thus far. Shellengengar appears to her as a vision and is taunting her, generally being a bastard. Super creepy. And so when she finally, after that fight, Zill thought it was a good idea to taunt him by telling him he's going to have to try harder than that. And he said, "Oh, don't worry, I will." And they ended up finishing camping, continued on the next day, made their way... Oh, we found a letter stating that basically it's a assassin, "Hey, go kill this person because I want her as a bargaining chip," which I think is a little strange, but we'll talk about that later. We continued on with our mission. We found the place in Jorek's vision. He ended up walking to a pool of water and doing some crazy communion with his god, and then came back out with his fancy hammer, which is no longer cursed. Hey, my computer made a boop noise. Hey, thanks, Windows. I no longer have any threats on my computer. Whatever. And he's like, "Oh, by the way, my deity is Melora." And she's like, "Hey, let's go to this place." I have no recollection of what that place is. Jorak, if you would fill that in.
Shit. I just had it highlighted. Sure Archipelago.
Archipelago.
And we have to meet with the merchant prince Than.
Exactly. So we are supposed to be heading that direction. I don't believe we actually left the Grove yet.
No, you guys are still there.
I think that is about it. Did I leave anything out?
No, I think that was pretty thorough.
That's good. By the way, Bob, I have mashed potato brains right now because I took some medication that did not. So I apologize for being mashed potato. Okay, I think we're good.
Cool. Okay, so we start, you're probably just climbing out of the pool, telling everybody that you guys need to go to Archipelago and meet with the merchant prince.
Okay.
Yeah. DM, by the way, am I like automatically attuned to this weapon, or do I have to like actually take the full hour to attune to it?
You'll have to attune to it.
You just have to fit the full
Shit.
thing in your mouth, and then you're good.
Yeah, just swallow.
The whole weapon.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just eat it.
But it's a couple hours till nighttime, so you guys could probably get out of the grove before night falls, but you'll be camping probably right outside the forest.
Yeah, we need to find the most defensible location at the moment.
How defensible would this current location that we're at be? Zil would not mind camping early.
It's a pretty dense forest, so it would be fairly defensible, and you know that this is a deity-touched holy place, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you say about camping here tonight? Getting an early start in the morning?
I think that we could only use the rest.
Yes. I mean, yes, I think that's a fantastic idea.
Shorak, are you okay?
Sorry, I just had I don't know, some weird voice.
Huh.
You had a
Out of body experience there. Damn it.
The only reason I thought of that is because I opened up my characters, my creations, and the first one was Simon, so I had to figure, you know, I had to do that.
Of course.
I love him.
I love it. All right. So I suppose we would set up camp, and yeah. Zill's gonna take Zill's gonna take 10 minutes and cast water breathing on everybody. Because she might as well. Anyway, sorry. I just was looking through my spells and I'm like, I keep forgetting I have that. Here.
I was looking at my character sheet and I was like, I need a rest. I've used up almost all of my bardic inspirations, and I was like, wait a second. This is the wrong Dion.
Dion 2.0. Dreamboat Dion. It's like it's an extra skin that you have to unlock. Anyway.
It's a $10 skin though. You really have to be invested in the character.
Wow.
You can get loot boxes. It's okay.
Oh, that's good. All right. Yeah.
$5 each.
So who wants to do what before sleeps?
I will attune to my new weapon for an hour.
Okay. You're an hour tuned. At the end of your hour.
Sick.
Sick.
Yes.
I said sick, not six, dude.
Dude. Zill is going to spend some time in her journal, working on the spells from Ramida's. That's definitely a thing.
So you're gonna use your arcane training to try to get more spells?
Yep.
Okay.
Practice arcane and do some spells.
Cool.
Is Dion going to be teaching her, or is she doing this on her own? Either way.
Yeah, he can work with her on it.
Okay, let me get in here. Spell book.
For some reason, I keep losing my spell book. Just gonna go into our pinned messages. Womp, womp, womp.
Okay. Okay, so go ahead and Dion make an arcane check to teach Zil.
Okay.
And how much time are you spending on this before we roll?
Well,
Probably. Well, how we have a couple hours before dark or before sleeps.
Yeah, it's probably about 2-3 hours before the sun sets.
Okay, should probably spend 2 hours unless someone else requires anything of her.
Okay.
Nah, he's gonna need to work on his alchemy stuff as well. So,
Okay.
2 hours
Well
is
then,
fine.
if you want to do your alchemy, I can just do my arcana.
Well, we're
alone.
settling in a couple hours early, so we have a couple extra hours of downtime
Yeah,
tonight.
because you guys normally do like 2 or 3 hours after sunset, anyways.
That's true. So
So I'm fine with
Yeah.
2 hours. Give me 1 sec.
Yep.
14.
14. Okay. Go ahead, roll, Zill. Just a normal roll for you.
I am lagging so bad, guys. My internet is poopy. You had me rolling what?
Just a normal roll. Arcane. $17. Okay. Okay. You managed to learn a new spell from the book. Go ahead and roll out of 15.
1 sec.
1.
1.
You learn Alarm.
Oh, that's sweet because that's actually one I can use because it's a ritual. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. I added it to the
Alright.
spell book of stuff you know.
Sweet. Give me a second. God, everything is so laggy tonight. I don't know what's going on with my internet. Okay, perfect. Zill is excited, and Zill will use this this evening. That is not it.
Where are you
find
guys setting up exactly? Are you guys setting up right by the pool, or are you setting up in the trees a little bit?
Well, what's it look like?
So up above you there is a big, huge stone archway that looks like a
Mhm.
giant worm, basically. There is a waterfall falling off of it into the middle, but it appears to magically go into the middle.
When you say worm, do you mean O, U, or Y?
Like a serpent.
Okay.
Like the big, giant purple worms.
Okay. So U. Got it.
Yes.
Is that a hint?
That's just the kind it is. But the forest is spelled with a Y.
Okay.
Worm word.
Yes.
Yay, guys! I learned alarm.
Nice. Oh right, we leveled, didn't we?
We did leveled.
Again? Alright.
You guys are level
Yep.
9.
Yep,
Level
level
10
12
now.
now. I mean, sorry, 9.
You guys are leveling up faster than me, and it's not fair.
Lol.
Dion pulls his pack out.
Only level 18.
I don't know. Wherever it looks like we'd be least visible to, like, which is probably the same place, the least visible to pursuers, which is probably the same place that would provide the most shelter, honestly.
There's probably about 15 feet around the whole basin of water that Jorak waded into for his cleansing.
Mhm.
And there's about like 15 feet on all sides, but there is like a very big overhang of trees that basically covers that. But the forest is really dense, so like
Okay.
it obscures vision beyond like 40 feet.
Oh, kitty! I tried to pick him up and I slipped and he fell. Come here, dude.
Zilla, are you
Hold on,
hallucinating?
guys. I got a wandering dog in my room.
He's got a
Where
dog
are all
and
these
a cat.
animals going?
I
We're
don't
in a
know. I
forest.
don't see them either.
I've been known to see things that nobody else can, apparently.
Oh, okay.
The dog is too, but
Yeah.
oh, there it is.
Oh, he just wandered in. I was like, oh. Okay.
Trying to destroy each other. Her heart put at 18. She doesn't really. Come on, Lucy.
She went out.
Oh, thank you. Here you are, girl.
Sorry, I had a surprise visitor I was not expecting.
You're fine.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so as the sun begins to set for you guys, probably pretty close to the 2 hour after your arcane training's done,
Mhm.
you notice a herd of horses, but they're not normal looking. They're very vibrant, blue, almost like midnight sky colored, with white speckles and blue striping in their manes.
Can Zill make a check to see if she knows what these are?
Yeah, go ahead.
What am I rolling?
You
Please be religion.
Animal
They're
handling.
celestial in nature. I mean, it would be. I don't know. It's up to you.
Persuasion.
How about insight? Gain some insight on what these creatures can do.
They're
I
wild
would
animals.
say-
Why would that be survival?
I would say you could do a religion for this. That would work.
Hey, that's the wrong channel. I almost put it on the right
Do I
channel.
also see these animals?
Yes, all of you do. They just move in. Like there's like 5 of
I'll
them.
help. I'll help Zill with her religion check then,
Oh, sweet.
as I am
I
also
got a
super
19.
religious now.
20.
You got a 20.
He's practically Buddha.
Okay, well, you remember reading about these animals before.
Yeah.
These are Valinir steeds.
Valinir steed. What is the
Um,
Valinir steed?
they were once elven druids who turned themselves into took the forms of these steeds in battle, and they had a curse placed over them, which basically bound them in animal form.
Oh,
These are their descendants. So the originals, but they're like they're very spiritual, spiritual animals. They're considered a fae.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Interesting. Zill would like to kind of step out of the clearing, like basically trying to get a better look, trying to get close without spooking them.
okay.
And probably pull out her. She's gonna make herself glow very dimly, and she's gonna try and draw them.
Dan probably would have not noticed this as he was.
Alchemy.
Yes,
You
he's
are-
working on his alchemy.
Okay.
Making a very spicy potion.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's just a healing potion with cayenne pepper in it.
That's just sriracha sauce.
So you're trying to attract it over, or attract one of them over. Zil,
Yes.
are you approaching it, or are you?
No. I would, if one like, I would slowly and carefully approach, and then when one looks up at me, I would stop. And God, what would I do? I would cast message at it. Soft,
Okay.
quiet.
Okay.
Kind.
What are you saying?
Hello. My name is Zill. I'm very interested in you. Do you understand me?
You'll see it look over at you and kind of give like a little bit of a nod.
She'll smile. And again, message. Oh man, I don't know what I would say. Give me a second. Dumb brain over here. Is this place your home? Or are you just passing through? Well, actually, she would just say, "Is this place your home?"
Um,
Asking specifically yes or no questions.
yeah. Um, it would kind of give like a little bit of a nod. You knowing what you know they don't tend to stay in one place.
Hmm.
But
I mean, this land, this forest, and this general area, right? Have you been traveling very far?
it'll kind of like just look at you and kind of start to approach a little bit.
Zell will smile. I wonder if I have anything that you would like. And she's gonna very slowly and carefully look in her inventory. Um, would she have any sort of like? Probably not. She doesn't have any like special foods or anything.
I don't think so.
She wouldn't. I don't know if I have anything to give you. I'm very sorry. Though, are you a fan of art? She says, holding up her sketchbook. Images, pictures, drawings.
It'll kind of like give it like a sideways glance, like, huh.
I'll open it to one of the pages where I was drawing it. And let myself glow a little brighter. Put my hand in, like basically still shining light on it so it can see the picture I drew of it. And this is in ink. It would have been in ink just to catch the color and the vibrancy.
Okay. I'm just posting a picture of what it looks like.
Yes. Oh, that's what Zill drew. Zill drew that.
Okay.
I love.
But yeah, so it just kind of, so you're wanting to draw it? That's what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zill will ask, "Is it okay if I draw you? Would you stay for a little while?"
It'll kind of glance around at the others who don't seem to really be approaching or anything, and it'll walk over to the edge of the pool, sit down, and start drinking.
Excellent. Zill will sit next to a tree relatively close by. Not close enough to spook it, obviously, but she will begin to draw it.
Okay.
And
Zorak is like a little unsure if he should let this horse thing drink from his holy water, but he just lets it happen.
lol. I'm gonna do this for shits and giggles.
He has claimed it as his own water now, his own holy water.
25 performance check for my paint.
Okay, yeah, no, you do an excellent painting of it. Jorak, knowing what you know about Melora, you would totally understand and not feel awkward about.
I know, I was kidding.
Yeah. just saying. But yeah.
After drawing it for a while, she would ask, "May I approach you? I promise I mean no harm."
Go ahead and make a persuasion.
"13 is the best number."
13? Let me see. I think it won't really acknowledge, but it will look at you.
Zill will slowly stand up and take a step forward and kind of just look at it quizzically, like, is this okay?
It's not going to move.
Okay. Zill will continue to slowly approach unless it indicates to stop, and then kneel down next to it. And show it the painting she drew.
Okay.
You're a very beautiful creature. At least by my standards. And I appreciate you letting me draw you.
It'll kind of give you a little nuzzle.
She'll nuzzle it back and like do the whole like stroke its cheek as she nuzzles it.
Okay.
You're very kind. I'm curious if you have a name. I wish you could speak back to me.
Okay.
And she will probably spend. Oh, she will quietly cast Whisper on Dion and basically be like, "Hey, look, I made a friend."
Dion spills acid all over himself in surprise. JK, he's not working with acid.
Actually, I think that's not the first time she's used that spell on him. Never mind. Okay, continue.
He will, after a moment when it's safe, look up and glance, and then nod, and then go back to what he's doing. Can't really stop right now.
Yeah, that's okay. Zell will probably just spend the rest of her time hanging out with the horse.
Okay.
Maybe doing like minor like illusions to pretty illusions.
Okay. So Dion, what are you making?
Potion of fire breathing.
Okay. So I need you to make a dexterity check using your, what is it? The alchemy kit.
Alchemy.
Okay.
You're proficient with that, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Dex plus proficiency.
26.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah. No, you managed to make one.
Nice.
You think
Put a
it's
little stopper in it?
correct.
Yeah.
It definitely looks right.
I just take one little tiny like taste of it to make sure, and I'm like, I cough, I nod, and I put a stopper in it, and I throw it in my.
Put it in your bag.
Yeah, well, somewhere easily accessible.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Also, when I'm looking through my bag, I look at the pipes, and then I just like sigh, and I put them away.
Oh.
Nobody else probably sees that, but
Pipes?
He's
yeah,
got
the
his
pan
pipe.
flute.
Oh, the pan flute, yes.
Yeah, I wanted to use it, but
Wait,
also
do you still have
we
a pan
don't make
flute?
a fire.
Yeah, he
That
bought the
wasn't a
pan
dream?
flute. He bought it in real life. Not in the
Oh.
dream.
Air quotes.
Real life.
Yeah.
I
Not
bought
in the
it
dream.
as Dion.
I'm so mixed up on this game right now, guys.
Dion bought
I don't
it
remember
right
what's real.
the session before the dream session.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was the one made out of coral and
Mm-hmm.
the magical coral from the Adamantine Reef Sea.
Mm-hmm. And he wants to practice, but they're being chased by assassins, so he just puts it back in the bag.
Oh, baby. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Zill just hangs out with her horse friend all night, so long as it'll stay there.
Okay.
Probably just falling into a comfortable silence as she draws in her notebook.
Okay.
And I'll go get kind of closer to them after I'm done making what I'm making. If the horses are still around, but I'm not going to get too close. I just want to be close enough that in case they turn out to be
Assassins.
something not as benevolent or benign as they appear.
Yeah.
Zill will reassure her new friend that that this is in fact that DM is in fact a friend, and Zill would introduce her new horse friend to Eritan.
Cool. Okay.
Eritan, are you able to communicate? And I know you have limited telepathy. Are you able to communicate with this? Eritan can speak back to me telepathically.
Yes. Eritan would say that they understand, but they can't speak.
They, the
Horses.
creature.
Yeah, the steeds.
Zill nods. I kind of figure. And then just hang out.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Anybody else doing anything this evening?
I'm drawing.
Out of character, DJ really wants to do a whistle like Gandalf, and like summon one of those horses. Because he's a paladin of Melora, he thinks it should work really well, but it's probably going to fail, so I don't want to roll for it.
You're not
Do it.
that. Please don't startle my friend.
Do it.
It's kind of a mediocre drawing.
Yeah, you're out of practice.
It's okay.
I'm
Zill
also-
will change for you.
I haven't done sketch drawings, or I haven't done.
Proper charcoal drawings.
I don't do a lot of drawings from like
Memory.
right. I usually sketch what I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just point of order, how does one draw a white wolf in charcoal?
You draw.
The
That's why
outside.
it's so hard.
You draw a great wolf.
You just see. You
Just
just see
draw
an
the
outline.
eyes, and then that's it.
Coming
Yep.
from an artist, you use negative space.
No.
Exactly.
I
You
like
draw. You just do the shading. That's pretty much it.
Because even a white wolf has shadow. That's
You're not
darker.
sure which wolf it is.
Not the best white wolf.
it. Yeah, Zill was Cassie is wondering what.
If
wolf
it's
it is.
Zill or if it's Iris.
Somewhere in between.
It's hard to tell with a 10.
Yeah. Okay.
I really wanted to do that whistle, goddammit.
Lol.
You can try.
Sure.
Shut up and roll it.
Just pull up.
Do it.
Do
Do
it.
it.
Pull a pin. Pull a
Performance?
pin.
Do it.
Performance.
Oh, Christ almighty.
Lol.
What is your performance? -3?
I rolled a 20.
20? Okay.
So,
You
I rolled a
do-
19 plus 1, so it's
You
20.
do
So
a very
good.
wonderful, beautiful whistle.
Gandalf whistle.
Gandalf whistle, yeah. Like, that was an excellent, considering you have tusks in your mouth, that was excellent. And the horses just look at you like, what are you doing?
I'm like beckoning. I'm like having like my hand out. I'm like beckoning towards the horses and letting out this like ethereal whistle.
DM, I just made a 25 to hit the ground in front of Jorak with a dagger.
Zill is going to use message and whisper. We're being hunted by assassins. Perhaps we should be quiet. That's all she says.
The whistle continues while beckoning a horse.
And
DM will
then
get
Zill
up and rush over there. If the dagger,
Go ahead.
yes, yeah, you can do whatever you're gonna do. He's just gonna rush up and straight up put his hand on his mouth.
Zill is going to say out loud, quietly, but enough that they can both hear. They are intelligent creatures. They can understand you if you speak to them.
Do you respond to me covering his mouth up? By all means, if you wish us to be surprised again by the assassins that we just recently fought, another group rather, continue. and I take my hand from his mouth, and then I pick up the dagger and put it back in its sheath after wiping it off.
No, he doesn't actually do that. I'm just kidding.
Six is just watching all of this going on, just
I need to hear some
wondering
bird
what the
whistles.
hell is going on.
There are birds.
'Kay.
Anyway, yes. Yeah. Zill will spend the night keeping watch and hanging out with a friend.
So DM,
Yes.
do you know what grim psychometry is?
No, not really.
Okay. I will DM it to you.
Okay.
It is one of my class abilities. We have some cursed weapons with us, I believe.
We do.
I would like to, before taking my rest, sit down and do that with one of them.
Zill has them in the bag of holding. You are welcome to take them. Specifically the long blade of the Medusa and the polymorph blade.
So which one are you using?
Wait, hold on. Which of the? Actually, DM, I need to ask you a question. Is Iron Fang versatile? Is it like two-handed, or is it just only one-handed?
I'll let it be two-handed for you. It'll just...
What would the damage be with two-hand?
Is it in
Strength
your
and
inventory?
a half.
No, it's.
No,
I mean, it's
that's-
right now. It's 1d8 plus 5. It doesn't. It
So it'd
doesn't
be a
say.
D10.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be a D10
It goes up
plus
one
5.
dice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sorry.
Yeah,
I was
because
thinking-
I'm modifying
Stick at
Iron Fang for
3.5.
the game, so like yeah, you can use it as a two-handed if you want.
Okay.
Because honestly, that would be a two-handed weapon. Like okay.
But yeah, Zill is definitely trying to bond with this creature.
Six is he started casting his minor illusion. He's made like a miniature version of the horse, and he's whistling at it and making it run around.
Like,
That's adorable. That's
loudly?
absolutely adorable.
Loudly whistling at it.
No,
Just
but his
quietly.
whistle, it sounds just like a screech. Just like
Oh, ow, okay. No, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Loud, high-pitched noises are a no-go tonight, because anxiety is a thing both for me and for Dee. Sorry. You can continue, just try not to do high-pitched squeakies.
That wasn't too bad, but I do appreciate.
Sorry.
I have really bad tinnitus, and it's causing serious anxiety tonight. Sorry.
You still there, Six?
yeah, that was it.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Are you gonna sleep more tonight?
I sure as fuck am.
Me?
Yes.
We were attacked. Not
La-
last night, but the previous.
This
There
was the
was
same day,
the
right?
night before. Yeah, there was.
No, we had a rest.
We
There
did.
was there
okay.
was one
Yes,
night
because
between.
I was literally dead.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you guys had, because there was one day of travel after. Yeah. Yep, one day of travel after you slept, and then you ventured, and then made it into the forest, and this is your second night. Since the attack.
Gotcha.
As a player, I have forgotten how many days till the next full moon. I think it's like still 3 weeks out.
Yeah, you guys have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days since the full moon happened.
Okay, good.
Do you have an
The
actual
night
calendar?
The night you got attacked was the last night of the
Of the 3 phase.
yes. So this is night 5, I think.
I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Call
I
it
think.
5. Okay.
Okay.
So keeps watch all night.
So 6, what are you doing about watch tonight?
He'll take a rest.
So y'all do your power down mode?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then Dion, you said you were gonna do your thing over one of the swords?
Yeah. If the DM is ready for it. If not, that's totally fine. I can hold off.
Are you
It's a mere curiosity.
okay?
So
You have the links, right, Zill, in your inventory?
I will open them up.
Which one do you want to?
so there's a Medusa one and a polymorph one. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
I'm curious about the Medusa one, actually.
the Medusa.
Here, I'll link it to you. Guys, I might be getting a root canal tomorrow.
Oh,
Have fun.
gross. Okay, so you just want to learn the history of the weapon? That's basically what it does, right? Kind of.
It's kind of like, yeah,
You.
Legend lore?
it's kind of like legend lore, but it's a little less.
Okay.
It's less detailed than legend lore, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's kind of like that.
Okay, so the Medusa blade, you definitely.
I can do this later if you're more comfortable with that.
I just haven't. I just
Since
didn't
I
even
didn't-
realize it was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Take your time to prep. He doesn't have to do it tonight.
Okay. Yeah, let's go for that. So I have a little more
Yeah.
time to prep for that. Since that's a new ability I didn't know about. Cool. Okay. Okay, so what's the plan for the rest of the night? Are you guys going to sleep then?
I think that's about all Dion wanted to do, other than maybe have a conversation with Zill, but nothing too in depth. Just to check in.
Okay. Do you want to roleplay it?
Actually,
or
no.
just-
She's talking to the pony all night. I'll let her do that.
Okay.
He wouldn't interrupt. He doesn't have much to say.
Okay. Okay, so you guys actually feel like surprisingly rested after your night this evening. Maybe it's the magical nature of the grove. But it just seems a really peaceful and restful night.
Zill would ask her horse friend, "Are you a girl?
It'll shake its head, no.
A boy then?"
It'll nod.
Would you like me to give you a name?
It'll kind of like glance at you. Not sure.
I mean, I don't know. I feel. I don't. I just think it would be easier if you had a name. But it's okay. Oh, Dion. Yeah, no, she'll drop it. She won't say anything about the name.
Okay. As it gets close to dawn, you will hear a soft like rustle of leaves as you see another being, like horse-sized being, approach into the grove with a rider on it. And the horses immediately stand up and move towards it.
Zill will, realizing that her friend here isn't afraid of this, be a lot less terrified than she was about to be. And stand and quietly whisper to Dion that they have a visitor.
The visitor won't even will just literally just walk around one of the trees at the barrier. Almost as if they were just coming to collect their herd. But the being on the has long auburn hair and has almost like a bark skin to them, and their steed that they're riding appears to be made out of branches and has leaves for a mane. Very much like a dryad.
Yeah, so I was hoping you were going to say that. Zill nods gently. Hello, my name is Zill. Is this your grove?
They won't even acknowledge, and they'll vanish into the forest with the horses.
Zill will pull out her sketchbook and start sketching and walk over and sit next to Dion.
Okay.
Gently, so as not to wake him.
Okay. Within the next hour, the sun will rise.
Zill will prepare breakfast.
Okay.
And make sure it tastes delicious.
Okay. So the sun rises, and I assume everybody with it.
Yeah?
Yep.
I assume.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Zill's already awake. Guys, I have a sucker. Sorry, I get really excited because I have a sucker and it's watermelon flavored. Anyway, sorry, go on. I might be a little high, I'm sorry. Man, those drugs, 12 hours, man, they're good shit.
It's medical, Bob.
It's medical, Bob.
Don't touch.
No, I took Mucinex, and man, it is a weird drug. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so morning comes, wipe it off.
Okay. Dion wakes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything anybody wants to do this morning?
What do you guys-
That's right. Dion, you missed it. There was a creature. Zill would think it was a dryad.
I think she would probably assume that. Because it looked like... It didn't look like the blights that you guys had encountered originally. It looked more humanoid than that.
And
But it definitely had features like that. Like, it had bark skin and, in places.
But it didn't look corrupted.
Mm-mm. And the steeds went with it willingly.
I'm pretty sure I saw a dryad this morning. She says, just casually.
I don't know if Dion would know what that is. He's studied monsters, but that's not really...
They're not really evil, so...
Right. So I don't know if he would have spent much time studying them. I don't know what that is.
Oh? So we'll hand him her sketchbook and the sketch that she did of it. It's a pretty rough drawing. Because she didn't get a good, super long look at it.
Oh, so it's like the blights that we fought.
I mean, sort of. My understanding is dryads are nature spirits that tend
Did you kill it?
No, it was gentle. Um,
Hmm.
The horses, they were drawn to it and went with it willingly, and I'm pretty sure it was a kind and gentle being. At least didn't walk past me without issue.
Oh, it didn't actually come close to you.
Well, yeah, it came within range, or like
Within sight.
within sight.
Yeah, it was probably like 50 feet away on the other side of the, like, around the bend in the water. But the horse,
Mhm.
as soon as it entered the clearing, the horses all flocked to it.
And how long has it been since it was here?
How long, DM? DM, you said like 2
About
hours?
an hour.
An hour? About an hour ago. I did message you, but you were very, very asleep, and I didn't want to wake you. It wasn't hostile in any way, so I didn't think it would be too big of a problem.
Still, I'm uncomfortable with anything knowing where we are. We should move.
We should, yes. She hands him a dish of food.
It's a dish of food. He powers it down mechanically.
Yep. She, of course, also hands Shorak some food. And then
Six
kind of like,
gets wood chips.
yeah, I was gonna say, and then like, just kind of doesn't have anything for Six. I'm sorry.
If Six were to eat, what would he try and eat?
Wood chips.
He knows better.
Fair.
Mushrooms?
Probably. I have a text message. Oh, I have extra text messages. Sorry. I'm sorry. No, that was high pitched and loud. I'm so sorry. But my friend who is at work right now, we receive text messages at work, and she says, "You are officially not the only person to get a dick pic at work."
Oh,
So
man.
apparently, someone sent a dick pic to my coworker, and that is hilarious to me. Sorry. Back on track. Yes. They will pack up camp and head out, I suppose.
I put your dinner in reactions 6.
I thought it was breakfast.
Sorry, breakfast. That's what I meant. Your meal.
I mean, at least it's hickory.
He would just look at it and not do anything.
Are you a meat smoker now, 6?
Mm.
I feel like there was an implication in that.
Huh?
What was the GIF that I
Meat
sent a while
smoker.
back? It was like oven, or no, it wasn't a GIF. It was a meme. When the
Oh,
Warforged dies. Oven,
The
no.
toaster?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Pack up, head out, I suppose, unless...
So you guys work your way back out. Are you guys do know that you need to head further west? Are you guys going to exit through the west side of the grove? Or are you going to go out the same way you came in?
I don't think that following our previous tracks is wise. If something's trying to follow us, at least.
I agree. So your quest is over. He looks over at Jorak. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
And we're heading to some place called the Archipelago.
Yeah.
This quest has come to an end, yes.
Oh, I almost completely forgot. Before our adventure with Shalingengar, I had a vision from Palor. DM out of character. Does Zil know the specific city that they're supposed to go to? Actually, let me reread what I have.
Okay.
Well,
Never mind.
Jorak told him.
I think, Zil, you can after hearing Jorek say that, you could probably piece it
Figure out.
together.
Okay. Do I know where we are in comparison to where that is? Kitty, you
You're
stink.
to the east of it.
Okay. And she knows the name of the city.
Not the first one. You know the second plate location. You can piece the second location, and you might be able to piece the third. I know you as a player know the third.
Okay. Sorry, I have a cat who wants on my lap again. 1 second. We can continue playing. I'm gonna read this and then I'll bring it up.
Okay. Does 6 remember anything this evening?
Oh.
Were you having that happen? You don't have to if you don't want to.
I need to find it.
Oh, okay.
No, that was why you slept, so yeah.
I assumed, so I was like,
I just totally forgot. Okay.
we're all a little out of sorts this evening.
Yeah.
We already know the second line, don't we?
Kind of. That's confirmation. You now know for sure.
Well, yeah. We'll go with this
Sorry.
one. That's right. These were all. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
That was Dagmar's, right?
Yes. That was where
Like,
you
that
were
was his
based out of,
base
yeah.
of operations.
Yep. You don't remember the exact location, you just remember it was in that area.
Correct. In the mountains?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I'm thinking.
Yep.
Okay.
There's a valley that it's hidden in.
This is to everyone. I believe I had another memory last night while resting that
Oh?
could help us.
We say that in synchronization. Oh.
6, there are
Yes.
bigger things than memories right now. Okay, don't say that. I'm just kidding.
Simon.
The horses.
Yep. Lol.
I know. Well, I sort of know where Dagmar was.
What?
Hmm?
I had a memory of the keep that we were kept in. It's in the mountains. In Sophia, actually. To the south. There was a valley. If I were to see it, I would recognize it. If it's still there.
Are we ready for that fight? Genuine query.
6, you
I
would
don't.
know, you would probably be very, very not.
Not
6
ready.
is not mentally ready for that fight.
No.
No.
He's not mentally, but he's also, from the memories you do have of him, he was a terrifying, terrifying person. If he's still alive.
If he is still around, which apparently is a possibility, then it can be assumed that his power has at least maintained the same level. He created me, along with 10,000 like me. He is not someone to be trifled with. I do not
I
believe
knew
you
you were gonna say
already.
the word trifled.
Well, I wouldn't expect that dealing with him would be just a mere trifle, but we will have to at some point. It sounds like. But I understand if there are other objectives that we should tackle first.
Perhaps as I recall more of my memories, we will learn something of value and how to defeat him. Or where exactly he is.
Dion just nods silently. So,
Okay.
Zil, in general, people seem to know which way we're headed.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
We should move.
Walking and talking.
Yep.
And
because Zill would know Archipelago because she's studied. Actually, most people would like all of you would probably know Archipelago as soon as you hear the name, because it's basically the
I mean,
biggest.
I've studied geography basically.
Yeah, it's the biggest port city in the center of the floating sea. So it's the main port that all exports go through unless they're literally selling along the coast. So if you're crossing the floating sea, you're going to Archipelago because it's the only waypoint that is stationary across the entire ocean.
okay. Gotcha.
So it's a very, very high traffic. It's very, very renowned and known. So it's kind of like everybody knows about it.
Okay.
It's kind of like Hawaii, how everybody knows about Hawaii.
So I suppose we need to find our way to a dock of some sort.
The map you guys bought in Genos has a port city to the west. There's 2 other port cities further south if you want to travel south into Sulfira, but the quickest route to a port city would just be to head west out of the Wormwoods.
Fastest way off the continent would be my pick.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we will
So-
be able to lose our pursuers on the seas.
I would hope so.
It's a vain hope, but I meant mine, I suppose.
Can
Well-
he control
The hope
sea
nonetheless.
creatures?
I have. Actually, I don't know. Do I have any idea, DM? My study of history and religion?
With your family's history with Sheligengar, go ahead and
Mhm.
roll a knowledge check.
Is that history?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Go ahead and
If
do
it's history or religion, it's the same modifier, so. Okay.
Do history. Yeah, do a history check. With advantage. Because your family, your ancestors brought him down the first time. So they were really well. You spent years studying. And not to mention your family's practices outside of that.
Yeah. But we don't talk about that. What happens in Haven?
Stays in the basement.
Oh.
at least for 15 years. So that's a 24.
24?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know that Shalagangar has power over basically any curse that he has created. And from the knowledge that you know, his curses are created by deals that he has made with beings, and those beings broke their end of the bargain, and his retribution for that is the curse that is laid upon them. That's how vampirism was created. That's how lycanthropy was created. So any curse that he's created has been from a deal with a sentient being. You don't know if there's any sea beings that are cursed, though, because your family tended to stick to fighting the lichens and the vampires, which were on your doorstep.
Do I know of any? Because we haven't really talked about this yet. Do I know of any sentient sea races?
You do know that there are sea elves.
Okay.
There is actually a faction of sea elves that live in the Adamantine Reef Sea.
Okay.
They charge strange things to allow to bring adamantine to the surface for traders. They don't
Okay.
exchange it for currency, they exchange it for things that they want. And they know that it's extremely valuable. They know it's extremely valuable to everybody because everybody wants it. So they trade it for really important and magical objects and things.
Gotcha.
And they're the only race that has been able to successfully survive in the Adamantine Reef Sea.
Gotcha.
All other its waters are so dangerous that it's almost a death sentence for any ship that sails in there without the protection or the blessing of the sea elves. So most ships dock on the outer rim of the islands that circle it, and there's cities that dot the border, and that's where they reach out to these sea elves and make deals, and yeah.
Gotcha. Well, barring any cursed sea elves, and barring just the disastrous dangers of the sea, I don't think we'll have too much trouble. He says with like fake confidence.
Well, my vision and Jorek's vision definitely line up. Though my vision, I saw a specific ship. It was called the the Dirty Liar. Liar is in the instrument. I'm sure it's a play on words of some sort.
No.
I don't know where it is docked, but I'm pretty sure we'll find it. But yes, when we get there, we need to keep a lookout for it.
Nodding happens.
Okay. So you guys are heading to Drea? Is that the plan?
Whatever, the one that's straight west of us, yes.
Yes, you have a map now. I actually made one, if you remember. Did you not see it?
I'm just really bad about remembering maps.
I mean, you literally thumbs up.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Here, I reposted
World
it.
maps.
Oh,
World maps
I'm
history.
looking at it. Yes, seems we're only a few inches away as I'm looking at my map.
Do you not? Oh, yeah. I guess you don't really know how to read maps very well, right? With your
I was
6 survival.
he would have been facetious.
I know.
Yes.
Um,
And yes, I took
how long-
skilled because I've long thought that Dion was underskilled for the amount of training he has.
Yeah.
So that's what I took.
Cool.
how long did it take us to get from Gnosis to here?
Gnosis to here was just under a week, I think. You ended up doing it in like 4 days, I think. Because you were horseback. So
We still have our
it's-
horses with us, right?
Yep.
We walked through the woods. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
So,
So, yeah.
yeah, no, you guys
So
are
trotting and talking.
probably just a little over, like, a week, probably, travel to get to Drea.
Okay. I like it. Onward we go.
And then we ride the whole way there in silence. Just
Is-
kidding.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to talk about the first day? It takes about, because you're changing, going a new direction through the forest. You don't have this ever-present beacon to guide you in the right direction, besides the sun.
Shut up.
And
Sorry.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it.
I just got to rub it in that you're not a paladin of Hillary.
Yep.
Hi.
I have a whole 0 levels of paladin in me now.
Yep.
Better hope Zell doesn't go down. She's the only healer now.
No, we have another paladin.
Well, it's true. We do.
Simon
Simon.
over here.
Simon is the new paladin.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh, the hammer or the pick or whatever is taking over his brain, and it's Simon.
Uh-oh.
Well,
That wasn't Simon. That was
what
just
do you
DJ
say,
being like,
Simon?
I
mean-
hold on a minute.
Sure.
So Dion asks Jorak to tell his whole life story on the way there.
I feel like he's done that already, but he'll do it again.
Lol. Zell will be awkward and quiet and continue reading her book, her spell book.
How's he?
Damn
I feel like
question
he's
for
only
you.
given super abridged versions.
I mean, it's not a complex life story that Jorak has. He only his mom like left when he was really little and she died, and like he started showing like anger problems when he was little, and his dad like started training him to sort of control that, much like he did with his mom. And my like goal in life was always like aspiring to be a soldier, just like my mom was. She was obviously an orc soldier, but I still always wanted to be a soldier like my mom, but I never could be because I was looked at like this. I lived an outcast life. I was sort of the love child of a human man and an orc, so people didn't necessarily treat me as an equal. And so I just, when the time came to sort of join the military, I wasn't allowed. I was rejected, and so I took up the life as a mercenary, became a successful mercenary, and then was eventually asked to join the ranks of the Inquisition so he could help. I mean, he wasn't like a religious joinee, but he was just a good, strong mercenary, and they figured, why the hell not?
I like it.
I liked killing bad things, and so did the Inquisition.
It was a means for more honor and battle
Mhm.
prowess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do not envy your circumstances, but I respect your path. That he awkwardly like makes his horse like catch up to somebody else's
Lol.
or fall behind.
It's like we're like walking to class and like we both take the same turn after you said bye. It's like, oh
Mhm.
shit. That awkward situation.
You're not gonna ask him anything back.
He's just really horrible with compliments. Like it hurts him to be nice, basically.
Aww.
So he backs off. He doesn't know what to do.
So good.
Shrek.
Yes,
Six obviously heard everything.
Yeah, I wasn't hiding it. I mean, I was.
Well, he would have heard anyway. Why did they not let you in the military? Were you an evil person?
No, but I was looked at as something that shouldn't be. The marriage of an orc and a human was frowned upon, and the spawn of such a marriage was unlikely to be accepted with open arms.
Is that normal?
In Haven, yes.
No, that's Six asking.
No, yeah. Unfortunately, in Haven, yes, that's pretty much the norm.
Why? Are orcs evil?
Mostly.
Most of them are, but there are orcs of note that have acted with honor and not been evil.
So,
Facebook.
by nature, you are the orc part evil.
I guess there was always a part of me that, I guess I never have really felt evil. It's more just my anger, and I think that's the part that most people attribute to orcs being evil is that. Well, I mean, a lot of them do act evil, but they let the anger and the rage sort of take control of them. Instead of utilizing it for the greater good, they let it guide their actions, and it becomes evil and sickening.
But yet you have overcome. Now you serve a god?
Seemingly so. Yes, I wasn't raised by orcs. I was raised mostly by my father, who was not an evil man. I might have thought so in my younger years, but my father is not an evil man.
My father, and he struggles to say the word, is evil. But I do not wish to be like him.
Hold on a second.
How did you overcome it? Is it through your prayers? Or meditations, or whatever?
Well, I never. My father was a farmer, in life, and I mean he worked formally as a mercenary, but he never aspired for me to be like him, and I never aspired to take over the family farm. So I mean I think it's not the path that your father or a parent laid out for you. I think we each create our own paths.
When you say that last line, Six is like, I guess, happy looking as much as he can be. He's like, I like that.
Good. I'm glad.
I want to set my own path.
Zill is a little uncomfortable at this conversation.
Would we notice that?
Yeah, would I notice that?
Mm,
Is that insight or perception?
probably insight.
I got a passive of 16. I don't know how.
Are you trying to hide it, Zil?
Mm-hmm.
Roll
Yeah.
a deception then.
Dion sharpens the dagger he threw in the dirt. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So 6 you notice.
Zil, are you alright?
Oh, I'm fine, I suppose. It's just,
You seem uncomfortable in our discussion.
talking about parents is a little weird for me. I'm not talking about them. I mean, overhearing you guys talk about them is a little weird for me.
Are your parents evil?
I don't think so.
So I don't think we've ever spoken about your parents. Who are your parents?
Well, I mean, I know their names. Willow and Rowan Ariel. They left me with the church when I was a child. I was actually born in the Zenith, the temple to Palor. And they left shortly afterwards, leaving me to my destiny and Palor's care. So, I don't believe they were evil, because they were following Palor's will, but
But
I
they
don't know them
abandoned
at
you.
all. I wouldn't say they abandoned me. They left me somewhere safe. They did what they did out of love and trust.
Dion looks uncomfortable AF.
Hi, Dion. Welcome back.
And so does
Are your
Yorak after
parents
he
evil?
notices Dion sharpening a dagger that he threw at him already.
He's already done with that. That was like a whole 10 minutes ago in canon.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it.
That was actually, I did that before I asked you your story.
Oh.
So it's longer than that. I don't know what I missed though.
You missed, they were talking about parents and family and how you can forge your own path. And Zil was
Okay.
uncomfortable and they could tell.
So they asked her about her parents.
And then Dion became uncomfortable.
I don't know.
And is so far being silently thankful that no one has asked him. Sorry, please continue.
Hey man, don't worry, it's coming.
Are you trying to hide it, Dion?
He's probably not even aware of it.
Okay.
So I never really, well, it took some time, but I accept what has happened and how I was raised, and I know it's very atypical, but I believe they did what they did out of, and I trust that Pelor had asked them to leave me for good reason. And I mean, we are on the way to fulfill my destiny, all of our destiny. So, can't have been all that bad. And then Zil glances at Dion as she says it.
Actually, I lied. He would be trying to hide it because I was thinking about it a little bit more. So I'm gonna do a deception, I suppose.
Yep.
If Avery would like to play along. Oh my gosh.
Let's go, dude.
Okay. Everybody
He's, like,
sees your
super awkward.
discomfort.
Dion just starts like
I think
coughing and hacking
Are you
and
trying
choking.
to cross your legs on a horse?
You've never ridden this way before, have you? I call this side saddle. That's for when you don't want your bits exposed.
Dion,
I'm gonna pretend you're not really saying that.
I'm totally really saying that to try to cover
Damn
up
it.
the awkwardness of
Your bits.
Dion, what's wrong?
You don't
What-
really
what?
have them. I think. Do you? Why would you?
Your
You have
family,
bits.
Dion?
He talks right over Jorak to Six, trying to evade the conversation.
Zill sees this and 100% knows with her passive insight of 21. It doesn't say shit.
I mean, I have a passive insight of 10. I should know fucking everything.
Well,
It's a
you
crit
know
fail.
that
He rolled a
comfortable AF, but you don't can't read my mind.
Yeah, something is definitely making him super uncomfortable about the talk of parents.
Are
Dion,
your parents
what-
evil?
What is going on? Why are you this way right now?
What do you mean?
You're acting, first of all, very dodgy about the topic, and second of all, it seems this whole conversation is making you very uncomfortable. What's wrong?
If someone is uncomfortable, it would be rude to force them to talk about it, Zill said. If he doesn't want to talk about it, we shouldn't make him.
I don't really.
Just for the record, DJ is fighting the Simon cutting
Yeah.
words diss that he almost said it.
I can hear
DJ
it in my
almost
head.
said it.
I'm trying
Do
not to
it.
let it make my blood boil.
He didn't do
Um,
it. Just for the record.
I don't think Jurek has enough balls to do that to his commanding officer.
No, Jorak wouldn't. DJ definitely fucking does, but Jorak definitely wouldn't make that.
I don't really view parents the same way as other people, I suppose. And he just kind of
Zill
trails off.
chuckles. Zill chuckles and does the yep, same kind of face.
Jork, did you ever have any teachers?
My father was my only teacher. I wasn't accepted in schools. I wasn't really allowed anywhere other than home until I was old enough to go where I please.
Okay, imagine that connection, but without the familiarity of family. That is what parents are to me. And he gives this sort of like he it's like his body's gesturing air quotes without actually doing air quotes because when he says the word family.
Zill is impressed with his growth over the last couple months.
That's why he's sitting cross-legged.
On a horse.
That was a dick joke.
What? No way! Wow, guys. Real mature.
I just had to call it.
Yeah, no. That's all he's going to say about that, unless the issue is pressed.
Nothing else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Jorak kind of pities
Six
Dion
will
right now.
just say, like, families are weird. I don't
Oh, I'll
understand
drink to
them.
that. I
Yeah.
look
Shrek
at
has
that,
sort of like
Zil
a
says,
like a.
pulling out her bottle of wine.
You
I don't
all
drink,
have
and then Dion drinks.
crazy different like parental stories.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's
I
kind
didn't
of
realize
ridiculous
how
and
fucked up
great.
everybody's family is,
Mm-hmm.
I think Jorak's like the most normal one.
right?
Jork is definitely the most normal one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Come on,
Zorak, like
guys, mine is normal.
he pities Dion a little bit. Like he might even like visual sort of face like, oh, like come on, like that sucks. Sort of like look about him like after he said that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when Six says families are weird or parents are weird, Zil will say, "And I will drink to that," and she will pull out some of her cherry wine and drink it.
The cider.
Yeah.
I don't know if Dion has anything left, but if he does, then he will say, "I don't drink," and then drink it.
She will offer him some of her cider.
I also do not drink.
That is exceptionally sweet.
Mm.
But it is good.
Simon says his line.
Mm.
You're not gonna say it? Come on, say it.
That was Jorak just coughed.
Uh-huh.
A little too sweet for my tastes, actually. Thank you, though.
Zil will pull out a glass of water. No, never mind.
I'm assuming it's a very sweet drink.
It's
Cherry cider.
It's a cherry cider, dude. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, exactly.
sweet, but it's also got like it's got a bite to it that you weren't expecting.
Yeah, it's just the sweetness that's too much for him.
But like for a cider, it's not as sweet as you'd expect.
I don't know if he has an expectation. I think that's the first cider he's ever tasted.
There's a very good chance.
He's only drank like 5 times in his life.
He doesn't drink.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, it would be sweeter than what he's used to. But also tart. Which is probably where his most reaction from it is.
He's probably okay with tart. He's probably more okay with the tart than the sweet.
Mm-hmm.
As to him, sweet things are to be avoided.
Mm.
One, out of because they're unnecessary, and 2, lots of poisons are sweet.
Cool. Okay. Is that all you guys want to talk for the day's travel?
At least for
I
me.
believe so.
Okay.
Dion, did you want to have a conversation with Zil?
Yes, but I don't really know what to say.
Okay.
I mean, if she starts it, I'm sure I can
Mm.
improv, but...
Nah.
Okay.
So you guys travel for the majority of the day. The sun begins to set, and let's go ahead and make a survival check to see if you find a place to camp.
I'll roll it.
Okay.
Somebody want to?
I will help.
Oh, yeah. I was somebody gonna help him, but yeah. Somebody do that.
Triple assist over here.
Can we all help and he gets quadruple advantage?
No. That's not how it works. 15?
15.
We're fucking dead.
You managed to find a nice little, like, it's kind of like a little inlet in a hill that blocks line of sight from most directions, but it keeps a clear view of everything to the east, which is where you assume pursuers would be following.
This location, does this look sufficient?
Yes. yes.
Are you okay?
Was dozing off for a second there, yes.
I suppose it will do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess they will set up and no campfire. Zill will keep her glow very low. Just enough to see by.
Sounds good. What are you guys doing this evening?
I'd probably make more potions.
Zill will do more training.
Six will ask Jorak about the meditation that he does.
Okay.
Again,
Oh,
I know
yeah.
we've done it like once before, but he wants to attempt to, I guess, reach out as opposed to reach in.
Okay.
So yeah, I sort of just like, I think we've already done this, but like I asked you about like sort of how the monks sort of taught you to do it, and like
Yeah, but
what
they
you
didn't
sort of
teach
observed.
him. He just observed what they were doing. They were just basically sitting with their eyes closed, as far as he was concerned.
I know Jorak would know how to explain this, but DJ definitely fucking doesn't. I think he would say something to the tune of, it's sitting there, totally relaxing, and letting the. I mean, you're not like shutting down. You're not like turning off your hearing or like turning off your vision. You're just choosing to close your eyes, take in sounds however you want to, focus in on one specific sound, or sort of tune them all out, and you're just letting sort of everything flow out. You're not letting anger control you. You're not letting anything control you. It's just a mental flush. Just letting it all go, and focusing only on just calm and peace, and like really like reaching inwards. And then once you sort of understand reaching inwards, then I think we can begin reaching outwards.
Very well. He will sit like you do when you do it, and then like not close his eyes because he can't do that, but turn them off or whatever. And he will do
I mean, you could definitely.
basically
I think,
the state that he is normally in. You just described what Six is like always like.
it's fair.
That's funny.
I sort of just facepalmed like this is gonna be fucking more difficult than I thought.
Whoa.
I was like, just empty your mind, Six. Alright. He's just sitting there quietly, basically. That's what he's doing right now.
Are
I don't know,
you
Six, maybe
are you
fucking
attempting
pray.
to reach out for a reason? Because you were saying you wanted to reach out
He's
with
just he's trying to. I don't know if the hints were there or not, but he's trying to understand how to change who he thinks he is with who he wants to be.
it? Okay.
And he knows that, or he feels that he can't do that by himself.
Mm-hmm. And that's the stuff
Because
we
he's
talked
seeing
about.
he's seeing everyone else in other ways.
Yeah. And this is the progress we talked about outside of game?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Cool.
Zill spends a lot of time just kind of introspective and thinking about the future and what is going to happen.
So you are doing some arcane though?
Yep, doing her arcane. Was Dion gonna do training, or is he doing his
He'll-
just his thing?
He should be able to do a little bit of both.
Okay.
There's a D&D campaign I listen to, and they call Arcane R.CAINE, like spelled like cocaine, Arcane. And Arcane is like a drug that gives like anybody wild magic powers. And just when the way you said it, like do Arcane, it immediately like triggered like, oh, they're doing drugs. And
Hell
then,
yeah!
and then I was like, oh shit, no, okay, never mind. This is a different story.
Okay.
All right.
Magic drugs.
Yeah, because Zill
Give
would
me
do
the
drugs.
digits.
All right, I will share some of my arcane with you.
We do Arcane. I was like, what?
Mm,
We'll do
me
some
that
arcane
arcane.
together. Total of 8.
no.
That
Do you
that
sort
that,
it
that
or what?
conversation
Oh.
earlier really. Oh, wrong channel.
Where are you rolling?
I'll delete it. I put it in Inquisition for some reason. I thought I hit dice roller.
Okay. So you have disadvantage this time, Zill.
My bad.
Oh, I didn't put a space.
Oh, and you also need to mark 2 extra hours of training for last night. Because you
Yep,
didn't.
I marked it.
Okay, cool.
I figured it was that.
Yeah, no.
Zill is way too distracted.
Yeah, you guys are stumped tonight. You can't seem to decipher anything.
The conversation earlier really.
Really fucked with them.
And he probably gives you the completely wrong like runes for something.
And she has to be like, no, I'm pretty sure it's. You know what? This is just not working tonight.
How many hours at arcane training are you at now? 'Cause you don't earn any tonight.
Yeah, I don't figure. 46.
46? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, we're approaching the 50 benchmark. I don't know if that means anything, but
Ooh. Ooh.
and then Dion, if he still has time before he needs to rest, we'll make some. He'll work on something. Probably an alchemist's fire.
Okay, go ahead and make a.
Since he has no spells anymore, he needs other things.
Mm.
An intelligence, or no? You said dexterity.
Yeah, go ahead and do a dex.
$23.
Yeah, nope, you managed to make an alchemist fire.
Nice.
Voice.
Cool.
Well, I think we'll need to have a conversation later because I don't know how much materials I actually got. If it was just for enough for one for those things.
I'll keep you up to date on that.
Okay.
Just keep track of how many you make.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. That's really all he's gonna do tonight.
Okay. Anything else this evening, guys?
No.
He
No,
sucks on
question,
his pipe, but he
DM.
doesn't
Yes.
light it.
With the spells that I get for Iron Fang, can I cast those when I'm not wielding it? Like, or do I have to? Because it doesn't say specifically.
I'm pretty sure you have to wield whatever it is.
Yeah,
Because the power comes from the weapon.
Yeah, you have to use it as your focus to cast a spell.
Okay.
So kind of like how Dion, when he was a paladin, was using Dawnbringer as his focus for his paladin spells.
Okay.
Iron Fang is your focus right now because you don't actually have a holy symbol.
Got it.
Anything else for the evening, guys?
No.
No,
Specific.
Okay. Okay, so, yeah. So let's see. You guys are trying to keep your location hidden, right? Okay.
Being stealth sleep.
Okay.
And Zill's on watch.
Dion sleeps pretty lightly.
Yeah.
probably
Why don't you
would
guys go
expect
ahead
my
and just make
abilities.
stealth checks for me, just so I can see how well you manage to like.
Gross.
Oh, I didn't take proficiency in that.
Weird. Neither did the barbarian.
Oof.
Okay.
Neither did Kaz, apparently. Zill, I mean, sorry.
Excuse you?
She's like a
What do you
freaking
think I am?
deacon right now.
Well, I meant you?
Well.
Okay,
Zill
cool.
is having trouble not glowing. She is. It takes effort, at least a little bit, and she's been not glowing for so long that it is tiring, and she lets it slip.
Getting attacked by assassins.
Meanwhile, Six is just fucking visible in the corner.
Lol.
Yeah, he was meditating. I like blink. I'm like, where the fuck is Six?
Lol.
He just blends in with
Just
the
disappeared.
mechanical scenery.
Yep. Okay. So you guys. Okay. So night goes on. You don't seem to catch anything odd in the area besides local wildlife and stuff like that. But it's pretty fairly decent quiet night. A few little critters wander by, but nothing. Zill,
Yes.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Eritan is on me.
'Kay.
Pretty much at all times. Do I get advantage?
Yes, you can have
Magic.
advantage.
Oh no, vermin, kitty. He runs. At 20 total.
Cool.
Do I know that there was an effect attempting to take me over?
Um,
Or do whatever?
you felt a presence in the back of your mind. It felt like you were being watched, but you didn't feel it take hold.
Oh.
I mean, she's always being watched because I see everything.
Lol, that wasn't creepy at all. Zill will
Six is creepy.
Zill will take notes on that.
Okay.
To remember to mention it in the morning.
Okay.
I'm gonna DM you a question.
Me too.
I will not.
Me neither. I thought about it.
Damn it,
But-
Bruno.
What?
He's just messing around.
I just
Oh, I
typed
figured as
literally the words "a question."
So I figured you're gonna send him some troll thing.
I mean, that's a big part of who I am. I'm just a troll inside.
So you're half troll, half human. Are you allowed to go to school?
That's the type of Azamar I am, yes.
Lol.
I'm a troll Zamar.
Trolls are.
Actually, I think it'd be
Troll.
really fun to play like a half troll.
That would
Alright,
be
I
fun.
DM'd you a
You get like a
question.
little
Yeah.
regen.
I'm thinking
Yep.
for a sec.
Kind of like the fighter regen, probably.
Yeah.
That they get.
But it would have to be like innate. Like you don't. Like if you get knocked out,
Yeah.
you're instantly back with like 10 health.
But you're like vulnerable to fire damage.
Go ahead
Mhm.
and make an Arcana check for me, Zill.
Or it stops it anyway.
Now I get it. Now I get the Arcana check.
You do know about it.
Okay.
You don't know how to do it, but you know about it.
Do I know? Never mind. I won't say it
You-
out loud.
I think you would understand what that was.
Okay. Am I correct?
Huh?
Am I correct in assuming?
Yes, you are pretty correct in assuming.
Okay. Gotcha.
No, you're not going back to the board.
Oh, you're sending me more. What is
No, no. You know,
Anyway, yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah. The night goes on without issue, I assume.
Yeah, the night goes on without issue. So,
Excellent.
okay. So the sun rises and everybody with it.
Hmm.
What do you guys want to do for this day before taking off, or do you want to just take off?
Theon. Are you familiar with scrying magic?
Yes. I don't have any, but I understand the concept.
Someone tried to scry on me last night. I felt it. I resisted it, but I felt it. So we have
Well,
to be
that's
careful.
good.
And if it is who I think it is, the obvious, we should all be on guard.
If
Keep
it
in mind-
is, then actually that's a good sign.
because that means he doesn't know where we are.
Exactly.
Theoretically.
But the worry is it's someone else, and we might be being stalked by multiple sources.
No, I don't doubt. I mean,
We have made some
Um,
enemies, I know.
to be honest, I'm surprised it took this long for people to send assassins after me. You know, chosen one and all that.
Do you have anyone that would be trying to seek you out for beneficial reasons?
I mean,
The Sulfurian Empire.
beneficial.
They could use you as ransom.
That's
No,
not
positive for us.
beneficial.
It's not
Positive for
beneficial.
us.
Oh, positive for you. Oh, okay, yeah, no.
Um,
Yeah, for them it would be positive if they...
Always
I
see
mean-
whose side you're on.
Well, I do play the bad guys.
I mean, Father Blackbriar, perhaps, but he's never shown that sort of magic before. I suppose could be someone within the church trying to keep tabs on this, but I don't know.
I'm
why
sure
they would
there's some
me.
cleric that has that knowledge. I did passing thought. Nothing will come of it. I hate to say it, but even if it is, we should be.
I will continue to resist, of course. I suspect it's going to be a. Do I know that it's a once a day if I save kind of thing? If I resist it with a natural 20?
Do I know that?
I think you know that a single person, like, can't scry on the same person multiple times a day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you would know that from your study, but...
I will keep my wits about me and let you know if it happens again.
Just nods.
Though we should probably get on the road. We need to get to town quick.
Oh, I was assuming we already were, or
Oh,
at least I was at least would have been packing immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shove food in
He
your
doesn't
face
really
and
waste.
move.
Yep, he doesn't waste much time.
Yeah, one of the benefits of her not sleeping is you always wake up to fresh food.
It's pretty cool. Or hot, depending on how you make it.
Lol.
But
I fucking hated that joke so goddamn much.
you're welcome.
Made me actually angry.
Man.
I'm sitting here eating some fucking chips, and you just ruined them.
Are they wood chips? Or are they hickory wood?
They might as well be wood chips now.
Lol.
Good to know I can so easily ruin your meal.
I wasn't ready for it, and man,
I want to share that gift that you did, but I can't. Oh wait, no, I can do this.
Which one? The one I shared?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I can
apparently this
share it.
is don't share it.
Oh,
you
I
wanna
said
share?
I can share it.
Yeah, you can share it. This is apparently Dion.
That's Dion.
why?
Rawr. We're all monsters.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
It took
I
me.
was very confused. I'm like, why
I
is
caught
that
it
Dion?
immediately.
He sent me a picture of the number 6 and said it's a character. So I
Hey, it
said,
was made
nice
out of
character
wood.
reference. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
No, come on, GIF, work for me. There you
No.
go. No?
No. No.
I'll be right
I
back, guys.
think
I gotta
Dion is
feed
a
my
furry.
dog.
Okay.
What's going on?
Dion is so not a furry. I mean,
Lol.
like, he technically is, but not in, like, the...
Not in that way.
No.
the mental
His head is
sense.
definitely not that obscenely oversized for his body.
Right?
Okay, so you guys travel for the day.
Yep.
Any talk you want to do during the day? Or do we want to just get on to the next night?
Well, now that Jorak's not here, something I've been meaning to discuss with the group.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, I need to order food because I'm hungry.
Order
You
food.
needed to discuss that with us?
Yep. That was the
Well,
discussion.
I'm against it because you're not sharing. And
I would.
You know the rules.
I know where you live.
Fuck. Oh. Well.
Because there was literally nothing else she could pet, right? That's how this works. Lol. Anyway,
there's one of Drax
yeah.
doing that to Rocket, and it's a guy in a green suit too.
I love it.
Oh, like at the end of the first one. Yeah, I know what you're just talking
All right. Anyway, yeah, no, continue in silence as
Probably just random small talk that
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we don't need to RP.
Yeah, and Dion shares his whole life story.
Well, you'd have to tell that on
I know that you have a specific spot that you want to get to, but I am about to fall asleep, and I am really sorry. But
It's
I have
okay.
been I've been fighting drowsy meds all day.
I totally understand because, like, I'm still a
Oh,
little out of
yeah.
it too.
I'm
Yeah,
back.
I just realized we completely forgot to talk about my dream for that night.
Oh
yeah.
shit! Yeah, let's talk
Oh.
about your dream.
Yeah.
We just went a whole day and he never said anything.
I had a dream. Anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah, let's do that real quick.
I mean, hold on. I'm not even sure how to confirm this, DM, because we already assumed it, right?
You, all you know
as
is
far
that
as like what memory would.
you remember the year, and you remember the fact that you're talking about how old you are, right?
Yeah.
Basically, you confirm the year that you were in. You remember the year, which is like 100 years after the Chaos War ended.
Okay.
So it would be AA. 100 AA is what the year would be, and you remember that
A.
after Ascension, because the Raven
Okay.
Queen ascended, and that's what destroyed Polara, the continent that's now destroyed the floating
I
sea.
thought we were talking about Dion's meetings.
I was gonna say that year scoring, whatever you want to call it, started after they banned alcohol from.
Yeah, everybody is
Lol.
alcoholics.
Okay.
Year 1 on. Who? Zill's the one who's like trained in history, or is that Dion?
Dion is. I think
Beyond
Zill
in
might be too.
history, Zol is not.
Yeah.
Jorak
okay.
is just generally very smart, so he knows a lot.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah.
not talking.
Yeah.
To him. He already knows this.
Mm,
God damn it. Dion. What was it? He'll just bring us up while we're traveling.
Sorry. What was that?
God damn it. Now everybody's gonna talk like that. Oh, I remember something. It's like Kermit. I'm Kermit the Frog here.
I remember something.
Yeah, small problem about our watch last night. Sorry, please continue.
I love Simon.
In my dream last night, I remembered that the year I
Sorry.
was created was 11 AA. How long ago was that?
100 AA.
100 AA. Sorry.
I'm
I don't
just
know
going
where I
to
got
assume
11
that you said
from.
100 AA and didn't make that mistake.
It is currently the year 4035.
AA.
AA.
Okay.
So 4035 minus 1.
Yeah, just under 4,000 years ago.
So, what Cricket told me was true. I'm over 4,000 years old.
3,935.
Cricket thought you were
Yeah,
over 1,000 based on.
Well, yeah, that's.
She couldn't have
We just
assumed.
knew that I'm old.
Yeah.
She didn't know how old though.
Mm-hmm.
I would have said that, but I just figured Dion would be just kind of round it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Does this change anything for you?
I don't believe so, but I don't. Sorry. I don't remember anything from that time. What was it like?
Well, back when I was a young boy.
I'm sorry, guys. I have to BRB. There's weird noises in my house. So, one second.
Okay.
Concern grows. There are cats.
Yeah.
Hoping that's all it is.
Oh yeah, cats make weird noises all day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or like the heater or something.
Yeah. Their house is really old.
Is it a radiator?
Yeah.
Because those make
That-
weird noises.
They have like an outdoor vent. When the air pressure changes, it sounds like a ping pong ball drops. So I thought there was like a ping pong ghost when I was there. I was like, did some frat boy die in your apartment or your house or something?
Hearing a game of beer
That's-
pong going
It's
on.
hilarious.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
Sounds exactly like somebody dropped a ping pong ball.
Yeah.
Just like doop, doop.
I totally understand that too, because like I've been over there a couple times.
Anyway, so
Okay. Anyways.
I thought we thought that you were over the 4,000 already.
Well, I don't think the exact number was.
Yeah,
Last I remember was.
Kalash said you
just-
were a really, really
Oh,
old
that's
design.
right. Never mind. I forgot about him.
Yeah, I was saying I thought we established that you survived. You were around when
Oh,
you were
yes.
around 4,000.
You now have memory confirmation
Gotcha.
Okay.
that
So-
you are.
Do you feel anything about that?
I
Jorak kind of gets like internally pissed off that he asks Six about his feelings, but not his. He doesn't show it, but
I feel that I've
You just asked for your
missed-
whole story, man.
I feel that I've missed many things in that time. But before I killed myself, I had no reason to say. So there's no sadness. It's just vacant.
I'm back.
Hi back, I'm Bruno.
Hi, Bruno. I love you.
God damn it, I hate everybody's jokes right now.
Dude, her love for me is not a joke.
It definitely is not.
Well, Zorak, are you okay? I can roll for that if you want me to.
Stupid fucker.
I have
No,
no
he-
idea what's going on, but I love it.
Oh, he asked Six about his
Made
feelings.
the fucking Simon movie.
Mm. Mm.
He asked Six about his feelings, and I interrupted, and I said Jorak is like internally a little upset that like he asked Six about his feelings, but never asked him about his. And then
Oh no.
now he's asking. Yes, I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Well, no, actually, sorry. Six asked him a question about what was going on during that time.
Yes.
Yeah, because he doesn't remember any of that.
Dion will tell you what he knows, but he hasn't. History is not his favorite subject. He studied it. But
Probably
World
Zill's
event.
hanging around, right?
Mhm.
And listening. You
Oh,
would know.
This is like, yeah.
You guys collectively would probably know that is actually before the war between Sulfira and Haven started.
Mm.
Okay.
The war started within 200 years after the ascension of the Raven Queen. There's not an exact date because of it, but the Eidenville conflict has basically gone on for close to 4,000 years, uninterrupted. Because Sulfira sent assassins to Haven and tried to murder all of...
Mhm.
I know that's before the Raven Queen took her place.
After the Raven Queen, before the Sulfuran War.
Oh, I thought he said it was before the Raven Queen ascended.
It was... The Raven Queen
Is
ascended.
it dealt with
This
the
is about
8
200 years after the Raven Queen ascended, somewhere in
Oh,
that
okay.
range. But it was before...
Before the wars.
yes. Because Warforged were created during the Chaos Wars before the Raven Queen ascended. That was when they were created.
So it goes
Initially.
Chaos Wars, Ascension, Six is born,
Eidenville
and then the
conflict.
wars.
Yes.
Excellent.
We relay that to him in between the two of us in the various ways that we say things.
Mm-hmm.
I assume she would.
Mm-hmm. Her mouth is full of bread right now.
Is that the sound you were hearing?
Mm-hmm.
The call of bread?
Mm. No, it was my cat having the zoomies. And then
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
what I figured.
bread.
So,
So,
I
I
haven't been
was
able to eat
around
food.
before the war.
Before that war, yes.
It's definitely what it sounds like.
So it's possible I was in it.
That was my assumption, actually.
What side did the Warforged fight for?
Uh,
Whichever side controls
out of character, it's the enemy, right? Basically.
No, the
No.
war for or the Chaos War,
Yeah.
No. The
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 war
Eidenvale
between
conflict. The
Yeah.
Eidenvale conflict. Actually, during the Chaos War, the Warforged, basically like after the Ascension, they rebelled and freed themselves of servitude, and they disappeared. And
During that conflict? Or before
during like
before Ascension.
before the Ascension. So Warforged had
Okay, so before
vanished.
the conflict.
Um,
Okay.
But all knowledge of how to create Warforged was also wiped from existence. Like they murdered, they rebelled and they murdered everybody who had knowledge, and they destroyed all knowledge of how to create Warforged.
Actually, I take that back. I think it was before. I think Warforged disappeared before the war.
but
Bruno
I-
is really bad with timelines, just so
Yeah.
y'all know.
So the
Talking about-
Warforged vanished before the Raven Queen ascended. So probably
was-
300 years before you were born.
Sorry, what? So I came around after they just.
Yep.
Between
Okay.
the wars, and then you. Oh.
Yeah.
I was created after Warforged were lost and nobody knew how to make them.
Yep.
Okay.
Gotcha. So I would relay that to you. I would have a moment of eureka on my face.
I thought
Then I
that
wash
there
it off
were
with a clean rag.
I
What?
thought there were no more after they disappeared. That
I
is
just
what
posted the very
books
brief
the monks
timeline
had.
in notes.
Yes.
Don't know what to make of that. 6.
So between Ascension and 6 is disappeared. On that.
Hmm?
On that little thing you posted, between the Ascension and 6, Forge disappeared and rebelled.
I thought that was between the Chaos Wars and the Ascension.
Yes. The Ascension ended the Chaos Wars. That is when the Chaos War ended. The Warforged rebelled and vanished during the Chaos War, near the end.
Oh,
Yes, exactly like that.
okay.
It was very close to the very end of the Chaos Wars when they rebelled.
Like 16
I
minutes before.
You might want to put Warforged disappeared before 6 was made.
Yeah, it's got 6.
It's Chaos Wars, Warforged Rebel.
No, I know, but it's not noted.
It says 6.
I
right there.
updated it.
That's me.
The
He's saying
disappearance
the
is not
disappearance
noted,
of
is
the
what I'm
Warforged.
saying.
Well, that's
was
the
during the
rebellion was when they
Warforged Rebel.
disappeared.
Yes.
They rebelled
Okay.
and then left.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Here, I will update.
I see what you're saying.
During the Eidenvale conflict, probably like 500 years into it. So this is 400 years after 6 was born. The Warforged resurfaced in the city of Forge, which is located in central Eidenvale in the mountains. If you look at the map,
And that's like, what, 500 years after Ascension?
yes,
Or 6?
about 5 to 6, somewhere in there. But there's basically when the Warforged rebelled, basically from what you guys know of their history, they were taken in by the Dwarven Empire of Eidenvale, and they were hidden away within their halls.
Mhm.
And the dwarves helped them build a isolated city where they could live free. And that is where Forge was created. And then about 500 years after they'd established themselves, after they formed a government, after they basically turn themselves into their own independent nation kind of thing. They revealed themselves to the world again.
Mm-hmm.
So only a few races would remember them from before.
Elves.
Elves would probably be the only one, because I think every other race is less than like a couple generations. Like there was probably
I
stories
don't
of
think
them.
anything else lives.
Yeah.
Not if you're going on normal
But
age.
the Warforged are the only ones who know how to create other Warforged now, at this point in time, because presumably, yes, somehow 6 was created. Nobody knows. You don't know how. But yeah, so that's the timeline for all of that Warforged history.
So this city they established, the Warforged.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It is in
City
the
of Wolf.
mountains
Mhm.
south of Sulfuria.
I
It's
believe so.
it's not part of Sulfuria though.
Am I positive that his keep was?
You remember passing into Sulfuria to get to the keep. So you
Okay.
know that it is in Sulfuria.
Then disregard him. That's not saying any of that.
The mountain ranges that it's in is connected to the Dwarven Empire's mountain ranges, but you know that you
Yeah,
have
but
to...
if I know it's out of
Yeah.
the Dwarven Empire, then yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
So. But yeah.
Okay. That's good stuff. Good to know.
Yeah, you got some good information off that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you actually make us roll for it?
I don't think you guys need to roll for that. That's pretty
Okay.
standard knowledge, because like you guys live on the continent that this has all happened in.
This is true.
Like if it was other
And
continent stuff, I would make you roll for it.
And you and I both have educated pasts, so
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, I mean, I'm trained in history too because I
looks at Jorak.
read all the shit that the monks had. So you were probably just filling in stuff too.
Right.
So, so you guys are crashing?
Sounds like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Meow.
over here.
Do we want to...
Yeah.
I do have a point where I want to get to. We can either continue next time we play to that point, or we can just speed power through the nights. Because I don't think I had any big things happen. Like, I have a couple things planned for evenings, but they're just a couple rolls.
Okay.
It's up to you guys. I'll let you guys pick what you want to do.
If it's just like a we're there and you want to describe something kind of thing, then yes. If it's like a gonna turn into a thing, then I think we should probably end it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've gotten 2 nights of travel out of the week that needs to be traveled to get to Drea.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's make note of that.
2 out of...
Cool. There you go. Okay. So I guess let's call it an evening then, since
Yeah.
we
I
all
think
need
that
to,
would be good.
we all need to recover.
I am so tired, guys.
So